All right, here we go. Mashawi, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. How are you? Awesome.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for coming by to like the Lens of Yashu.
Yeah, man. No problem. I'm so happy to be here, and I just can't wait to do this. It's awesome.
No doubt, no doubt. And like even with the songs that I've listened to so far, did it on my own, and also I think Shimmy Shake It, Confusion, and like also the project Rise and Shine. Like it's very dope either way. So
Thank you so much.
So I want to get started, like with everything right now. So you grew up in Toronto, right?
Yeah, like Toronto, but more of like Scarborough, East End.
True.
Yeah.
So like you would say like Malvern or more like
like Galloway.
Oh, Galloway.
Yeah, that area.
So growing up in like Galloway was like what was the environment like for you growing up as well as like your childhood?
Yeah.
Would you say that was like a good experience growing up, or would it be like quite different?
I mean, the experience it's unique in itself because I grew up in an area where like there's like a lot of complexes, buildings, a lot of kids and everything. So we would like run around the area, get to know each other. We would explore. We were free to do what we wanted. So and there's just so many elements that make it a unique experience.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And also, like in the area that you grew up in, was your neighborhood like a big place for music in terms of being an interesting neighborhood, or was it just as a community like back then?
Like there are different pockets, like because like certain people would do music, and then there's others in the same area that wouldn't really focus too much on music. But for me personally, like my family is a musical family, so that's where I get like my music inspiration from. Like my dad, he was a reggae artist in Jamaica. My brothers are rappers too. So the music is from my roots as well.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So was your like father, like was he like a big like reggae artist at the time too, or?
Yeah, like in his days, yeah. Like before I was born, he was a bigger reggae artist in Jamaica. Yeah, for sure. And then even when he moved here to Toronto, he had his own following and his own community with, especially in Kingston, Eglinton West, little Jamaica town. Like he was popping in like in the 70s and 80s.
And true. And like your brother, like was he like very well known in rapping too, or was he like in?
Like he was more of like behind like underground rap in Galloway, so not really like well known yet, but like slowly he was establishing himself.
No doubt. And when I found it out like more about you, like from other like articles and blogs, you actually auditioned for Canadian Idol.
Yeah.
And in a boy band group. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. So when I was a bit younger, I went to Canadian Idol. That's when the Sky Dome was there. I don't know if you know about the Sky Dome, but it used to be there before the Rogers Centre. They just changed the name, and that's where they had the auditions. And we were all like just laying down on the tarp, auditioning, practicing, and they had like trailers inside the Sky Dome, and you would go into each trailer, like a group of people would go in and audition for themselves. But what I did was, when I auditioned before you see the actual judges for the show. So it's like a pre-audition. And I did that, but I didn't really make it through. I was younger, I was still kind of discovering myself, but I wanted to go and audition and just to get that experience. And with the boy band, pretty much it was like friends from my area growing up in Galloway. They were doing music too, so we got together, we like did some songs. We didn't record anything yet because we didn't get that far, but we were doing like choreography and trying to train and get ready for that. But the other group members, they weren't really serious enough, so I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go solo and just develop myself and keep going further,
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy too, because with boy bands, they're very like rare in Toronto. Like I remember like the last boy band that actually popped, I think it was Too Cool, like TCTS, or it was like a 90s R&B like boy band, like they were like the only ones like kind of like shining from there. But like in Toronto, it's like kind of rare to see like an actual like boy band nowadays.
Exactly. Like even groups, like boy groups or even girl bands, like they're kind of rare right now, but I feel like they're slowly coming back, like slowly, like little groups, Yeah.
We had the TNT ladies, which were like a Toronto female rap duo, like at the moment, but like they kind of like stopped at the moment for like various reasons. So it's just kind of like that. But like more to you in a sense too. You know, what inspired you to become like a musician and even like a celebrity stylist? Because in like the blogs and websites, you also did celebrity styling.
Yeah. So, well, for the music aspect, yeah, I feel like it's just in me. It's in my roots. It's in my family. It's something that I grew up. I've been like listening to music ever since I was young. Like my mom, she would always have the radio on all the time. So I'd hear like different songs. My dad, he was going to the studio. So when I was young, I would know my dad singing and stuff, and that also inspired me, and I just had that gift to just, you know, show my talent and focus.
No doubt. And you know, like usually with artists nowadays too, they usually have like a certain genre or a certain artist that they were like inspired by. So which artists or genres were you like mainly like influenced by? And like in the future, do you have like any collaborations that you have in mind that you would want to work with in a sense?
So I feel like my inspiration is like R&B, reggae, soul, you know, jazz, and some of my favorite artists are like Beyonce, Usher, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, so some classics as well. Donna Summers, like there's so much, Nina Simone, like these real artists that would also like sing the music but feel it and speak on a certain platform, you know, like they're standing up for human rights, they're standing up for more than just music, you know, they had like a cause that they wanted to bring forward too.
No doubt. And you know, like nowadays too, even Tina Turner, she made like her own like documentary on HBO, and like how do you feel about like Tina Turner's like legacy so far too? Because I don't know if you listened to Tina Turner before.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Tina Turner, yeah, she's another icon and a legend that I look up to, because I watched her documentary, and I think it was Angela Bassett that did it, like I think in the 90s or so, and it was amazing, and I can't wait to watch this new documentary. But Tina Turner, like she's just amazing, and like, and she's still good today, like she still looks good, she still looks like she still does music, so she's really inspiring to me.
No doubt. And it's even crazy too, I don't know if you know the artist Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick, it sounds familiar.
She's like a well-known like 60s 70s like R&B singer, like R&B soul singer, and you know, even her nowadays too, she has like a Twitter account too, and you know, she posts like regular funny stuff. So also like there's like a lot of legends like out there, you know, like Dionne Warwick, you have Anita Baker, and even who else, Patti LaBelle too, you know.
Oh my gosh, like these are icons of like greatness, and it's just sad because after them there's no one else like them. They're originals, they're the OGs of that time and their legacy, you know.
No doubt. And you know, speaking more about the celebrity like stylist, so like you were mainly working in fashion like throughout all your life, from school to like now, like in a sense to like in the previous years as well too, and I think maybe now, I guess, if I'm not sure, but
so like how I started more like fashion has always been a part of me, styling fashion growing up. My mom was always a fashionable lady, my dad always had his own swag and stuff, but I really started after I finished university. I was just interested in, you know, getting to know more of fashion in the industry in Toronto. So I did research. I volunteered first at Toronto Fashion Week, got some experience, and then I applied at Toronto Men's Fashion Week and got 2 positions as like designer relations, and got to really know and understand the fashion community. And from there I just stemmed to other artists and designers would ask me to like style their runway shows or style photo shoots or do some editorials. So for me, I love putting looks together, so I'm like, hey, why not, you know? So it just worked perfectly, and just with my music and fashion, I feel like they go hand in hand, so that's where the stylist part comes from as well.
True, no doubt. And who were like some of your clients that you worked with when you were doing like celebrity like styling? Like, did you work with like any like big names or?
So we worked with Kardinal Offishall from Toronto. I worked at the stylist box. I did Mischa Barton as well. I helped out. There's so many. I'm just trying to think. There's other models, big models. Ève Salvail she's from the Fifth Element. So other models. Just so much.
No doubt. And when I was like listening to your music, for like the first time, like maybe like a while back, like maybe months ago, I think.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to Shimmy Shake It, Confusion, Did It On My Own, and Rise and Shine, and like they were like very interesting in all their aspects, and you kind of notice like the gentle tones in some cases, and then you also realize the more like fast hitting, like more rapid productions in some other songs, and like even with the project too, which is like also like well cohesive with like various songs and everything like that. And so tell me more about the creative processes about those like songs and projects, and what inspired you to make those songs and projects.
Well, all these songs, they all have their own messages. Like for example, Did It On My Own was one of the first songs I made for this project, and for me, like it just really it sparked that you can do things on your own. You can really achieve your goals if you believe, and you try to plan what you want to accomplish. Like always have a focus on your dreams. So like Did It On My Own, you did it on your own. Like keep working hard, don't give up, keep pushing. Shimmy Shake It, it's just all about feel good moment. Just moving. Sometimes you need to just let loose and be free and just like move and groove a little bit, feel the rhythm. And Confusion is about like pretty much what it says. Confusion. Sometimes there's so many things in life that's going on and you don't know what to do, what to decide, but you just gotta hold on, take a couple steps back, breathe, and then focus, and you'll get there.
No doubt. And do you have like any like story times that you would want to like share with the audience? Like I know we talked about like you having like some story times, so tell me like some stories that you have.
Yeah, I mean, like, wow, stories. I mean, there's a lot of things I've been through. Like I lived in Egypt, I lived in Thailand. I was studying like religious studies, culture. Like it's just crazy. I feel like traveling is one of the best things that you can do as a person to learn and to grow yourself and to discover who you are, because you're going to broaden your horizon, So I feel like traveling is key. Any more experiences? I mean, life is full of experiences. I mean, working at Toronto Men's Fashion Week and working with all kinds of models and designers and networking with photographers and all kinds of people. I mean, life is full of experiences, so just keep going and you'll learn from so much. And it's okay to make mistakes too, so.
Yeah. No doubt. And, like in other recent news too, like lately, like in the past 2 days, the beloved rapper and troubled rapper DMX passed away, and also Prince Philip, even though he wasn't as well recognized, and even with the controversy with the whole Meghan Markle and Prince Harry drama. So how do you feel about those like two other situations like apart? Like,
I mean, it's sad that it happened, but like DMX, he was an icon, a rap icon. I grew up on his music and listening to, and he was really close with Aaliyah as well. So that's a huge connection that I've seen grow and stuff. It's pretty sad. But Prince
Philip. Yeah. So he's the husband of Queen Elizabeth, like the second. There was like also controversy like a while back, in Oprah, where Oprah discussed with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry about, drama at like the Royal Palace.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I feel like right now it's time to have diversity in the royal family. Like I've watched a lot of their documentaries on Netflix. I'm really acquainted with the royal history, and I feel like, I mean, the Queen, even her, she's living a long time. She's outlasted her sister Margaret, her husband now. It's like, I feel like it's time for a change in the monarchy. And with Meghan Markle being there, I feel like it's a good step forward. And having kind of, black inside the royal family is kind of something that they need to kind of like, because right now they're known for being kind of like not so nice people. There's a lot of like racism, things that are being said in their family. So I feel like with that being said, I feel like she's in a good spot, but she should be careful too, because it's the royal family and there's all kinds of things that happen. So
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And you know, from you being in Toronto, like exclusively, like even in Scarborough too, how do you feel about the Toronto music scene right now? Like at the moment, do you feel that there should be some changes on the direction of where the Toronto scene should go to, or do you feel like it's fine the way it is?
nah, I feel like honestly, like we can do a lot better here in Toronto. We need to have more diversity in artists. We need to have different genres popping off too, like not just hip hop and like, you know, R&B. There's other different genres or different artists that, you know, bring a lot of creativity and style, not just like, because I feel like a lot of the artists here, they all look the same and do the same kind of music, but we need to bring some diversity. Toronto is known to be one of the most diverse cities in the world. So I feel like we should show that in our music as well as fashion throughout the world, so we can bring more recognition to Toronto, more people could see and have their eyes on Toronto, because there's a lot of talent here and we need to show and put our best foot forward.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I think, you know, I've discussed this with like a variety of people that I've had on my show, and you know, one of the two like problems like in Toronto right now, like music wise, like if we're talking about the hip hop, R&B and other scenes, it's like the drama and like the screwface capital type era that a lot of these Toronto artists have, especially with the beef within other areas as well too. And it's even like very evident if you watch the whole like DJ Academics video with all the Toronto rappers. And then another thing that never really gets discussed in Toronto, but it's discussed mainly within Twitter and within other zones, it's the whole like Toronto like abuser predator like thing going on with many Toronto creatives and other people being outed as abusers and predators by like various people that they've interacted with. And I don't know if you have like any thoughts or opinions on like those situations as well. Like, do you feel?
I actually do. I've been through an experience where, you know, like a verified artist on Instagram messaged me and said they wanted to work with me and they wanted to do, you know, some music and do a feature, and you know, I had to pay this money to have a feature. And at the end of it, I got screwed because I lost that money. The artist wasn't truthful, and they're a verified artist from Toronto that's well known. People know them, and they interacted with me. We were supposed to do something, and then after a while, they left. They took my money, and they didn't message me back at all. So I mean, in the music scene all around the world and in Toronto, there are a lot of independent artists like myself and others that are being scammed and screwed and taken advantage of, and we can't allow that. We need these artists to be honest and trustworthy, because we can't, being in the music industry alone and as an independent artist is hard. And when you're trying to, you know, go further and grow and trying to, you know, branch out there, you're trying to connect with other well-known artists, and then they take advantage of you, you feel so bad. You feel like you can't trust anybody. So I mean, yeah, I've been screwed, and you know, just for all us artists, independent artists, just look out, be on your guard. Don't trust so easily, even if it's a verified artist. Like, you really have to do your research and try to find your truth.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I think like that's even crazy too, because I never actually thought like something like that could actually happen. I mean, there were some artists who have like done this before in the past too, and like I don't want to say names because they've already been exposed a while back, but like, you know, like what it is. And yeah, I mean, even like with the abuser type scene too, I think that has to change too, and even like with the whole Toronto politics, like that thing like definitely has to change in order for Toronto to be better as a city, be better as a city, and to be better as, you know, a thriving like music, you know, scene, you know. So
100%. And I'm here to, you know, establish myself and help Toronto grow, and you know, get out all these problems and all these abusers and scammers. We need to have real artists, because if you're in it for the music, you're in it for the music. You shouldn't be scamming other people. You need to focus on you. Everybody is here and they came to do something. So let people, you know, do their passion and stop screwing people.
No doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt. Do you have any other highlights that you would like to share? Like, I know that you have a single coming out like next month, so tell me more about that.
So I'm working on even an album, a full album, but I'm gonna have a couple singles out before then. So my next single is called Don't Tell, and it comes out on Friday, May 7th. It's gonna be available everywhere, and you can pre-save it now. More highlights is I'm an educated person too. So I went to school, I went to college, I went to university, and I want to use my degree for the future benefit of music and international relations. Because before all this, I wanted to become a diplomat. So doing that, using my degree for international relations, I want to like help the world in any way possible. You know, people in Africa and Europe, everywhere. I want to be there. I want to help people in any way possible.
No doubt, no doubt. And aside from that, do you have any other like plans for this year, like, you know, aside from the projects and then also from, you know, traveling? And do you have like any final words that you would like to say for any creative or any person out there pursuing their dreams?
Yeah, I feel like, guys, like, just focus on you. Don't worry about all the negativity around you. Try to leave from that negativity. You know, plan your goals, plan your future, find out how you're gonna get there, and just stay focused and believe in yourself. That's 100%. In the music business, in any industry, the number one thing is you gotta believe in yourself. Be positive no matter what. I know life is hard, but stay truthful to yourself and be you, and you're gonna grow and keep going.
No doubt, no doubt. Mashawi, thank you for coming by, and, you know, thank you for speaking your piece. You know, like, usually, like, we don't really have like a lot of like different artists come by, and like even like with you, with a very like high following, and also with a great brand, a great, you know, story so far too. Like, it was a pleasure like hearing everything from you, you know, in regards to like traveling, to doing fashion, to even like being on Canadian Idol too. And you know, it was great, you know.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and I really enjoyed this interview.
Yeah, no doubt. So until next time, man.
Awesome. Peace, guys.
All right, peace.